Well, hello, and here today on the Rusty Glovebox, what we're going to do today is we are going to install a cruise control on the Studebaker. Going to make it easier to drive on some longer trips. So anyway, let me show you some of the components that I've installed and how it's all going to work. For my application, here is the main unit, what I would call it. And it's the one that has a cable that operates your accelerator. This next is the dash switch. I mounted it on my console. And this is, it's a universal adapter. It's a little speed sensor. I opted to use the little magnet system that you put 4 magnets on your drive shaft. And I epoxied them and tie strapped them, so I feel like they'll be pretty secure on there. And I'll take you out to the car and we'll look at them. Well, here's what I've done so far. You can see the 4 magnets, and they're epoxied to the drive shaft. I cleaned the surface real well, used a little grinder, buffed a little area so the epoxy would get a good bite on that material on the drive shaft. And that tie strap should do an adequate job on holding it. The sensor is like between 1/2 and 3/4 of an inch away from the drive shaft. And so I was sure to anchor my cable and all of that to keep it away from exhaust or any other moving parts. Where I'm going to mount my cruise control switch is in one of my cup holders on the console, and I machined a little piece of aluminum that fits snugly in that hole, and then drilled some holes and mounted that switch there. So I didn't end up having to drill a hole in my dash anywhere around the gauges or under the radio, anything like that, and it should be easier to get to there. That rectangular box, it's the cruise control brain, I guess you would call it. It takes all the sensor readings and all that, and it will actuate a cable that in turn it will operate the throttle on the throttle body here. What I like to do is take the time to label all of my wires where they're going to go, and then I know that I'm going to have a good idea of what I got to do next instead of referring to the manual. Yes, I will, when it comes to wiring, I will look at the manual, and it has pretty good instructions on which wires to use for your application. And the instructions, they'll tell you which wires you need and all that. This pink wire I'm not going to need. I will need this, I will need these, and I will need that. So we got a good start on it, and we're going to get underway on this wiring. Using one of the spots for the cup holder, I decided I was going to make something to kind of convert that single cup holder to a dual cup holder, and I come up with this. And on the rare occasion, if I do need 2 cup holders, well, there you go. Cut. Here's the controls for the cruise. On is the up button, off is the down, so we'll turn it on. And you have your set and cancel. You have your resume and accelerate. So I'm going to get this thing on the road, and we'll run it down the road and see how it does. Got the cruise on now. Waiting for the traffic to clear a little bit. Right now, so I'm excelling with it. that cruise control is so nice. I tell you what, you can just mash the buttons and just like a magic carpet, just float. So anyway, I do appreciate y'all coming by the shop. This is Rusty Glovebox, and I'm out of here.